Today we're going to be analyzing Bigfoot is real, and he tried to eat my ass. Now, this meme might immediately seem to be surrealist, but I think that it has origins in something very real, which is to say, the idea of a near-human monstrosity and the desire for anal sex. Which is to say that there was a time when humanity was not exactly more inclined to anal sex, but that anal sex was not nearly as taboo. Which is to say that cavemen's most definitely ate ass. Now, you can see we have The Creature from the Black Lagoon, a 50s film that details a near-human monster's sexual desires for a young human girl. So already we have this basis of monster-seeking woman for sexual purposes. So what's important is that Bigfoot is very much a man, but a Dionysian man, a primitive, savage man. And this is why anal sex, and thus anilingus, is much more acceptable. So, to kind of further this point, I will read you a bit from Sigmund Freud's Civilization and Its Discontents. We know that in the nursery things are different. The excreta arouse no disgust in children. They seem valuable to them, as being a part of their own body, which has come away from it. Here, upbringing insists with special energy on hastening the course of development which lies ahead, and which should make the excreta worthless, disgusting, abhorrent, and abominable. Such a reversal of values would scarcely be possible if the substances that are expelled from the body were not doomed by their strong smells to share the fate which overtook olfactory stimuli after man adopted the erect posture. Anal erotism, therefore, succumbs in the first instance to the organic repression which paved the way to civilization. In spite of all man's developmental advances, he scarcely finds the smell of his own excreta repulsive, but only that of others. It would be incomprehensible that man should use the name of his most faithful friend in the animal world, the dog, as a term of abuse, if that creature had not incurred his contempt through two characteristics: that it is an animal whose dominant sense is that of smell, and one which has no horror of excrement, and that is not ashamed of its sexual functions. So, what Freud is trying to describe there is that anal sex and feces and shit were initially not something considered disgusting. Eating ass was not considered disgusting until an organic repression set in. Now, earlier in the text he relates this to periods and menstruation, that the disgust of period sex is related to the disgust of anal sex, because both involve smell. And so, the idea of Bigfoot being completely comfortable with eating ass evolves quite naturally from the idea that when we were primitive, when we were savage, we were totally fine with eating ass. The reality of Bigfoot is at stake in this meme. Bigfoot is real. Which is to say that I have primitive in me. I have a savage in me. Bigfoot is a metaphor, a symbol, an archetype of the most base, savage nature of man, which is why he's related to the Dionysian man, and, in essence, Pepe. Both are deviant in their sexuality, according to modern terms. So, eating ass and the acceptance of eating ass, and therefore the acceptance of the existence of primordial primitive man as Bigfoot, is kind of being forced to the front in that meme of Bigfoot is real and he tried to eat my ass. You have the reality of the drive for anal sex. I think this meme shows that it is a very real desire. Remember, Memes matter.